good morning to everyone and welcome to the PrestaShop Day. I just wanted to, so you can give a round of applause. I wanted to welcome everyone here with us today in the French Cinematheque, and also those of you who are online and who are watching us from the rest of the world. I'm very happy to find you here finally face to face. We've been waiting for this now for a long time, and I hope that you're as happy as I am, or moved to have a day to be connected and to dialogue, and just the sheer happiness of being here. So if you're really happy like me, then please give another round of applause. PrestaShop Day, for those of you who know what it is, it's a day where we've got conferences on subjects, various subjects concerning e-commerce or commerce full stop. And I'd like to thank our sponsors, Adyen and DHL, who are present here today, and to thank our sponsors. So that was just my little introduction for you today, and a lot of emotion in my voice, as you can hear. And without further ado, I would like to welcome Alexandra Wimi, who's the CEO of PrestaShop, onto the podium. Well, I can't really see, but it's impressive. And good morning to everyone. It's fantastic to be here today with you at the PrestaShop Day. It's quite a special day for us all because we're here for the first time of the last 2 years in the Cinematheque in Bercy, and we're also in Italy and Spain and everywhere else in the world because our event is rebroadcast to the rest of the world in line to be able to have a richer discussion today together. And thank you to you all for coming. And it's in Paris, where this is where we have it with Christophe and with Hélène and Alexandra, but all the events team who managed to organize this day. And that's why we talk about inventing together the commerce of tomorrow. And that's why we also, 2 years ago, we saw each other for the last time within the framework of the PrestaShop Day in Paris, and then in Milan and Madrid. And I said to you that I'd just become a father, and now, and my daughter, who can now talk, gave me a lot of energy for this morning, and that motivated me to have a good day together today. So 2 years ago, we were all mobilized, sort of like we were immobilized despite ourselves, but we were mobilized and committed to support commerce so that we can digitalize and transform companies in France and in the world. And it worked. It worked because today the companies have noticed the impact of digital on the business and on the growth. And for me, this is a great message for us all, in fact, because I think that there's light now at the end of the tunnel, and we can really be positive now and see things with a lot more confidence. And this confidence and trust, companies have refounded again. And there's a surveys for this, which we published at the end of September. 41% of companies acknowledge that digital has contributed to their turnover, and not an impact, but really contributes to their turnover. And when you look at companies which are a little bit big, intermediate-sized companies, 60% of them acknowledge that digital has had an impact and contributes to their turnover. So this message is positive for all of us because we work on this. We work on using tech for commerce, and we want to support this trend. But it's not going to stop there. And based on this finding, which is positive, but things have changed, or things have accelerated. Things have accelerated because consumers and our final customers, all these traders, don't want to see frictions between the different channels, between real boutiques and their online boutiques. They want to have an integrated type trading and commerce, and this is the challenge which is raised for us all today, and it's a challenge that we're going to have to meet with customers who want to sell online and offline. And these companies acknowledge today also, and they've fully understood the impact that digital can have not only on the turnover, like I said, but also on the advantages for them. In 2019, these figures are for 2019, and it'd be interesting to see how they've evolved since then. But 54% of companies considered that one of the major advantages was customer satisfaction. 42% thought that it was improvement of profitability. It's interesting to see this in the criteria for main advantages, and 41% was the improvement of customer loyalty. And these we measure these figures every year, and now we're about 50% on average for all of these advantages. And during COVID, the companies that were present in shops and online and who set up click and collect systems consider that for 80%, they think that the omni-channel or multi-channel approach enabled them to improve relationships and satisfaction and loyalty of their customers. And it's this change which is fundamental today. You can see that there's a change of spirit, mindset, and approach and consideration with respect to this trading that we called seamless before, this integrated commerce. This commerce, which is because today we're not talking about e-commerce and then physical commerce and boutique commerce on one side, or sales teams on the field. We're just going to talk about trading or commerce, full stop, and which is going to serve the growth of its companies. And more than half of them today consider that digital is an advantage to develop local commerce in physical trading points and boutiques. And this is a fundamental transformation for us. We've seen it coming for a long time. A lot of experts and all of you have said, and you also saw this trend, and now companies have understood this as well. And this is going to give us various opportunities, and of course the requirement to transform ourselves as well, to innovate for the future of trade and commerce. And more than half of companies consider that the omni-channel approach or multi-channel approach is going to enable them to have a positive impact for the growth of the future. And we've also seen that we've set up the first practical cases with click and collect. We've set up digital for companies who are in physical commerce, like being a way of being resilient faced with this crisis, and a way of defending themselves against this crisis, a way of keeping their customers, of keeping the relationship going. And now digital and e-commerce are not just a way of being resilient. It's a growth driver which is absolutely essential for the future, to be more competitive, essential to conquer new markets in France. And I'm thinking of Carrefour, who during the lockdown, you weren't able to, some categories that weren't foodstuffs, they couldn't sell them on the shelves, and so you could go shopping for them on Carrefour.fr and the Chocolat Ducasse, and they've got boutiques, but they saw that the online boutiques were boosted, and they were able to improve their e-commerce and their boutiques. But it's possible to go even further again. And for a long time, we've been doing it now with Decathlon, who's present in 30 countries in the world, thanks to PrestaShop. But over the last while, we've seen major brands like Magimix, who sells all the way to Australia. I think you're going to have the example later, which are Froid. And the stake here that's involved is to conquer new markets and to increase the competitivity of companies through increased sales. And this is always the growth driver of these companies, to liberate potential, to free it up. And you free up this potential via a model which is unique and which enables us to remove all obstacles. Thanks to PrestaShop, we've got a DNA and a model which is open source, which enables us to have a lot of flexibility and high capacity to construct and to develop our commerce online. And we've open source, but we've also got a program which is available in 75 languages. We're a community and an ecosystem which is well based, as global. We're not just global, we're multi-local. We've managed to develop a community of 1 million members over the world, which serve the traders in different countries. And we're very present in Europe and Latin America, but we've got the possibility of and to exchange and dialogue with and to construct things with this community. And it's also with you that I've got the honor of meeting and to with all the PrestaShop teams of of hosting this PrestaShop Day. There's a community of not just 1 million people, but within this community, we've got traders and merchants, we've got module developers, we've got experts and agencies. There's 10,000 agencies in the world who use PrestaShop, freelancers, and technological partners that you're going to meet, whom you're going to meet some of them today. But there's also open source contributors who, with our teams, are going to develop the the software that you're going to use to sell online. There are over 800 since the project was launched. And it's with this community, this ecosystem, that we're going to innovate every day and to have a trading platform. But it's also to set up relationships between the different partners on the platform, with the best technological partners, with the best part. And this platform, we set it up for 300,000 traders in the world to use. We've got 20% of creation of new online boutiques in France. We saw that it was the same thing in Italy and Spain. We had 80% in Latin America as well for the last quarter of last year. All of these merchants generate 22 billion of turnover. That's 30% growth in the world over the last year. 22 billion of turnover, and we know that these merchants, or a majority of them, or a significant amount of French companies, which is roughly about 60,000 traders, more than a third of traders are French, and 50,000 companies in Spain, 25,000 in Italy, and all of these traders together created new boutiques, but also grew significantly during the COVID period. And we also saw a couple of weeks ago, like I saw with, we saw that there were 3-figure growth peaks during this period. So that's about our merchants and traders. And we've created this ecosystem to serve this growth, to free up potential, and also to innovate, of course, to enable us to respond to the needs of our final customers who are consumers, whether they be individuals or companies, and enable all these companies to get as close to their end customers as possible, to convince, to argue, to transform and support the customers. And it's through this very wealthy and rich ecosystem that we are facilitating all these innovations and we're making them available. And with our technical partners, we're very proud here in PrestaShop because you can connect your boutique to TikTok. TikTok is a social media which is the preferred media of the Z generation. You know, who's part of the Z generation in this room? Okay, maybe it's your preferred platform as well, because it's not just the Z generation. But in any case, this is where it's all happening now, for social commerce, with of course other platforms, and we're going to talk of them during the course of the day. But TikTok has 1 billion active users in the day, and you can propose your catalog to these users. And talking about innovation, it's also our own solutions, but the main ones were launched about 2 years ago during the PrestaShop days in 2019, with PrestaShop Checkout, PrestaShop Matrix, PrestaShop Facebook, and there's others that are arriving soon. And we're very proud of having 13,000 active users on these solutions to enable them to sell on the international markets and to conquer new markets, new customers on social media also. And then finally, you've got, when we're talking about innovation, this is enabling you to grow, to make sure that you've got scalability for your business, which of course we were talking about the international aspect. And of course, this is going to provide you with new channels. We talked about this as well, but also to make sure that your city commerce, your customer city commerce is working robustly and can also have good performances. And that's why at the beginning of the year we launched a PrestaShop platform and to improve the web performance of these city commerces. and we had results which were very promising, with an improvement of 50% of loading up the pages, and we were going to work with different indicators that enabled different traders to sell. So it's an impact on conversion, on referencing, and on mobile experience, and all of this is improving because, as you know, the new rules that are applied by certain search engines, but all of this is linked to what? To the new habits and customs of final customers. This is why we were talking about it, and this is why we made these innovations. These innovations make sure that the customer pathway and that they can be optimized as much as possible without friction, which enables you to sell without friction and to ensure that there's a good customer experience all around. When we talk about innovation, when we talk about our ecosystem, I'd like to conclude on 2 points here. The first point is that we've also got a responsibility altogether to support and to train and to recruit talent. And in PrestaShop, we've recruited more than 100 people last year, and we contribute to this. But we contribute especially by training the talent for tomorrow, which enables them to work with you, to support talent, to train talent. And this is what we're doing in the PrestaShop Academy for the last few years. And that's what we're going to try to strengthen with our online platform that we're going to launch also. And also through certain initiatives. Every year, you're going to get a mail to for a call for candidates for sort of to recruit interns from the Belle École, from Emmaüs, and we're very proud to be a sponsor of this and to be patrons of this in PrestaShop, and to support this talent is fundamental for ourselves. And I hope that it's the same thing for you as well, because this is what's going to enable our economy to find growth and to create jobs through these new talents and through these digital talents. Second point, of course, we need talent, but we also need to develop digital champions in Europe in order to be able to develop our own models on the basis of our values. And for us, these values are extremely important as a European actor and an open source actor to develop.
Also, with this ecosystem that allows us to propose European technologies to all companies that want to sell online. So to finish, I'd like to say thank you for being with us. Thank you to all the PrestaShop teams. Thank you to have prepared this day as speakers, as organizers. Thanks a lot for this preparation. Was a true bet, and I hope that this evening we'll be able to say that we managed it. So it's fantastic that so many people can follow us online. I'd like to thank you for giving us your trust for so many years. And it's a great pride for me to welcome Emmanuel March, who is a recognized athlete, a high-level athlete, who's just been back from Tokyo, where she participated in her second Paralympics in tennis. And she's going to tell you about values of tenacity, courage, and passion. And it is also what motivates us at PrestaShop. And I hope it's something you will feel all day long. Thank you all.